Nintendo has confirmed it. The next main series Pokemon game will be on the Switch. Now, this isn't new news, but always people are skeptical until they actually see the next game. Speaking of that, today we will be looking at the next possible installment of Pokémon. This contains my own personal thoughts and ideas, which means my own bias. I do not own any of the media used in this video, and I do not intend any copyright infringement while using it. With all that being said, sit back and relax as we look forward to what could be in Generation 8. I'm confirming it now. I think the next Pokemon game will be Generation 8 games. Many fans want to see the Diamond and Pearl remakes, but I just don't see that coming yet. Technically, Fire Red and Leaf Green deserve remakes before Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum because they did come out before those games. Now, I know these games are remakes themselves, but it would follow as the next game to be remade in the series since Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, and Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald have been remade in some aspect. The next mixed series game to be remade should be the next game in the series, and that is Fire Red and Leaf Green. While this could be an option since Generation 7 had many references to the Kanto games, I don't think a straight up Kanto game will be next for Pokemon. Another possible idea is a new Mystery Dungeon game, but I also find this very unlikely. Typically, Mystery Dungeon series games are available in winter and spring seasons, even though there have been releases as early as September for these games. Maybe Game Freak needs another year to prepare for their next Switch main series game, but I don't find that likely. By now, we would know about a Mystery Dungeon game coming out. Also, the last Mystery Dungeon game sort of hinted that would be the last of its kind. Now this leaves the final option, Generation 8. Since this is a new console, the whole development of Pokemon will have to be put into a different medium, leaving many to think that the new games will be put off until fall 2019. But I think not. The Switch has been out for nearly a year now, and that's plenty of time for Game Freak to make a game. I'd even say it's close to being finished now. Yes, Pokemon wasn't announced in the latest Nintendo Direct, but the last games weren't either. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were announced in the Pokémon Direct, so I think that a new game is likely for 2018. What I expect from these games are not these, the rumored starters that have been declared fake, so stop saying the starters are real. As of now, nothing has been released for these new games, not even a title for the games. So this is all speculation. I probably wouldn't be running a YouTube channel if I worked for Nintendo or Game Freak, so what I'm about to tell you could be true or could be false. Only time will tell. While making this video, I have taken a look at some of Nintendo's successes on the Switch platform. Two amazing games, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey have had tremendous success on the console. Many people have bought the system just for these games, which is understandable because they are both really good. Both of these games test the limit of the system in different means. But you didn't come here for which is better between Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. So why did I even bring this up? Now we get to get on to my first idea of the new Pokemon games. An open world system. Okay, hear me out. Because I know at first it seems a little far-fetched, but it could work. The beginning would have to be linear, so you could get your starter from the region's professor, but after that, he or she will open up the door to endless possibilities. The professor could send you on a small quest to get your starter even, requiring you to figure out simple puzzles, or even battling with a lone Pokemon from the professor. Simple logistics of Pokemon have been a linear gym/trial system, where you defeat the gym or trial to collect a badge or a Z crystal respectively, and continue on through your journey. Speaking of gyms and trials, this brings up my second point, and trust me, it's relevant for the rest of the video. Generation 8 will bring back the gym system many of us grew up with, but it's not exactly the same. In the Pokemon Generations anime, which was released by the Pokemon YouTube channel, Brock is shown to have a full team of 6 even though he is the first gym leader. When Red battles him, he only uses Geodude and Onix since Red has no gym badges, showing that gym leaders can curve their teams based on gym badges. Giovanni also does this as he does not use his standard team versus Red, changing out his standard gym Pokemon for his Rocket Pokemon to battle Red. Since there is no rule in the gym challenge saying which order to take on the gyms, this could be implemented into the games. The Johto games also showed us that you can do this, since you can battle Chuck, Jasmine, and Price pretty much in any order. So why not in the new game? The gym could analyze your badges before you go into the building and curve the Pokemon inside the gym accordingly. Now, one problem with the open world approach is the Evil Team storyline. It would be very difficult to place in this game. Level difficulty could be replaced with the grunts of the Evil Team, making it so you could defeat the first grunt, maybe they only have one Pokemon, just to get an idea of the levels you will be going up against. Another thing is to block off certain areas where the Evil Team will be that can only be accessed by doing earlier parts of that storyline. The rival also gets lumped in here because it's basically running the same way as the Evil Team does with reoccurring appearances. The rival fights could be triggered by finishing Evil Team events, beating gyms, or maybe even entering each new area, since they could be built to know a lot about the region or try to be better than you, like Blue. This does add elements of linear gameplay to these games, but I believe it is necessary to keep the Evil Team as a part of the storyline for the new games. Having access to the whole region at the beginning of the game gives many opportunities for this game to be played various amount of ways, adding to the already high replay value of the current formula of Pokemon. Also, it allows you to build your team from the beginning of the game and train them up instead of casually adding them once you get to their location in-game, and then grinding them up to meet your team's levels. To get around this open landscape, you will need to be able to fly. Generation 7 got rid of HMs, which I really like. Maybe in this game, items could be used instead of HMs. Fast travel is always an option in open world games, so that takes care of flying, but the other HMs could be given items, or just be logic based on Pokemon's attributes, or other items like water types being able to swim, fighting types being able to break and move boulders, and also climb. Legendaries also have to be discussed. The main box art legendaries most likely have to do with the Evil Team, so those are taken care of by what I mentioned earlier about them having closed off areas and such. Other legendaries could be placed in the deepest parts of caves and the far reaches of the map, so players actively have to hunt them, but they can add them to their team early so they can use them throughout the playthrough. I personally don't use legendaries in playthroughs because you get them so late in the game, and by that time, you already have constructed your team. Now, my final idea for this new generation is an ability to travel to Kanto. Yes, I did allude to this at the beginning, but I think you should add an ability to travel to Kanto by boat or surfing, assuming the regions are close to each other. We've already seen Johto and Kanto connected, and this possibly puts a connection between Kanto, Johto, and the Generate games if you could take this into consideration. Game Freak could tackle a 3-region game as a huge first main series game release on the Switch, but I'm fairly against this idea. No, don't get me wrong, I think it'd be cool, but I don't think it would work. There have been many theories on YouTube to state that a game with all the regions is nearly impossible, and I tend to agree with them, unless it's like a collection game where the game cartridges carries multiple games on it, and they cannot be connected while being played. You either play one game or you play the other, but maybe I should save this for another video. 3 regions in one game is a lot, considering a maximum level for each region would be about 33 if broken down evenly. Instead, I see Game Freak inventing a creative reasoning why Johto cannot be accessed in these games. Maybe Team Rocket has taken over, and they have to shut down the border to stop them from entering Kanto. Who knows? That's for them to figure out, and for us to see as a roadblock to these new games. This idea would be really cool, but I expect to see a new game to solely focus on the new region and not include visitation to other regions. Well, I've just about covered everything I can think of for these new games, but there is always opportunities to expand upon these ideas. So make sure you comment them in the section below so we can have a discussion on possible ideas for these new Generation 8 games. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like and consider subscribing to see more content from me. Also go follow me on Twitter as another way to keep up with what is going on with the channel. That's all I have for this video, so I'm ChaosMay006, signing off. Burn it up.